Can you guys listen to me now? Yeah, I think I am audible now. Jean is saying hi. Hi, Jean. So I just reduced my phone volume because it is creating too much noise. Yes. Okay. Okay, so yesterday we have finished the second session of the Luca drawing, and today we'll be finishing the character. So we just started a little bit late, so I'm starting this without any further ado. Okay, so what we'll be doing is we'll be just capturing the last sessions. So just to say, we have anybody who is watching this video for the first time, or I mean, can you guys tell me if the background music is too much noisy or is it balanced? And if you're getting some fan noise, I have my fan turned on. Should I turn off the fan, or can you tell me how just let me know about the audio quality. Should I turn down the music, or like how it is? Just let me know. I just put the music just to remove some kind of monotony, because I thought that yesterday when I was drawing, it was like continuously I was like talking and there was no sound, it was kind of monotonous. So I have just turned on the music a little bit. If you feel that the music is too loud, just let me know. Okay, so as we are doing today, so this is the session where we'll be mainly focusing on the hair. And okay, so where I was talking about that we have created 2 more episodes before this video, where I have captured like the whole process of drawing Lucas from the very beginning. If you have missed it, I'll be putting the link in the description, so you can go there and see the rest of the videos, the previous episodes. So basically this is a 3 episode process of drawing. I'll just reduce the fan a little bit. Yeah, I think the sound is a little bit better now. Just let me know once you are clear about the sound. And because here in OBS I'm using the OBS screen recording system, it is so much like mixed, it is very tough to find out which one is what. I think I am quite audible. So let me see. Yeah, I think I'm quite audible. And Jean is saying hi. Hi, Jean. Okay, so in this episode, this is the final episode. I'll be doing the hair part of Luca. So previous 2 episodes will be given. I have also shared the palette, and I'm also going to share the kind of brushes which I'll be using. Mostly it is default brush that I'll be using for these sessions, but just in case you want to get to know the brushes, I'm naming which brushes I have used. And also at the same time I will be also using like some kind of other tools and little tips and tricks which I'll be mentioning over here. So the first tip that I will be doing over here is to import a reference. So in the hair layer, this text is there. I'll just quickly remove this text. Okay. All right. So we have the face right at this moment, but first I want to cross check with the reference from which I'm drawing this. So for getting the reference into your view, you can just go to these actions, that is the gear icon, and from the actions you can come to here in canvas, and in canvas you can find something called reference. So in this reference you can import the image. You cannot edit the image, but just keep it in a separate window by the side. This is very helpful, by the way. So I'll just turn it on. I have previously imported this image from which I'm drawing. So I have just brought this face by the side of it so that I can use it whenever I want to use it as a reference. Just to keep in mind, it will stay however you increase or decrease the canvas size, the reference will be on its position. Okay, any other questions, other doubts? No, I think that's all for now. So what we'll be doing for the first time, I can find a little bit difference in mouth corners, mouth opening, and the shapes and stuff. So I'll be just quickly fixing them. So I'll choose the base layer and using them. Audio input. Media source. Okay, I think the music is also a little bit audible right at this moment. So I'm just starting the drawing. So what I'll be doing for the first phase, I'll go to the base layer. Yesterday I have shown I have just made few copies of the base just to keep the each of the step intact. We have other groups in the layer palette, you can see. So we have eye group, we have face group. So in case there is any kind of like accidents where we just missed something or where we want to redo some part, we can use them. So I'll come to the base part of the face and I'll just come here and go to liquify. Under liquify, I'll just take a medium size brush and I'll just open the corners of the. Okay, now as you can see, this nose part is coming along. So what we can do is we can reduce the part a little bit, the brush size. And then take a little bit bigger brush and open this just to create an exclamatory position of the mouth. Another thing I can see here is as you can see, the tongue is very flat in our drawing. So we can just put some bulge in this tongue. So what we can do is we can just reduce the size of the brush and okay, we need to, or what you can do, you can actually make a selection until how you want to affect. Okay, so I made a selection of this. So outside this selection, we won't be affecting the face. So we will just, sorry, I'll come to this and take liquify brush and then softly I'll be moving the tongue a little bit high. I just want to keep the lip in the old position and I'll be just moving the tongue so that it have some kind of bulge. Okay, so as you can see, we have to continuously compare the proportion of the face between like the reference and the original image. So till now we have repaired some part of the face and I think the exclamation is a little bit on a higher side. We'll fix that also. And as you can see, the chin, the lip line and the chin line, this distance, this jaw line, he's a kid, right? So it won't be that much pronounced or big. So we have to reduce that part too. So for that, I'm again going to take the liquify tool and just taking a little bit bigger brush and pushing the proportions inside. I'm little pushing it inside the jaw area. And pushing this ear also, because this ear is not that much visible. Okay, so now it has somewhat fallen in place. Next, I will be repairing some part of this inner mouth. So I'll take the regular brush, soft blend brush, or okay, we'll go with the soft blend brush. By the way, guys, I'm using all the default brushes which is available in Procreate, and I'm not using any, I mean, as much as possible, I'm not using any custom brush. So I'll take the medium blend and take some part of the darker tongue color. High. And I have softly finished the inner part of the tongue and then darkening it a little bit more. And then little bit softening in the edges. Now, as you can see, if you see the tooth part of the character very carefully, the tooth, we have to refine it a bit. So we'll be just doing that now at this moment. So for this, I'll be taking a medium hard blend brush, reduce the size. It's too soft, so we can take a medium brush, really reduce the size. Yeah. The canine, and it have to be sharper. And in yesterday's session, I have also told, don't put sharp lines in between the teeth. That doesn't look good. So we will try to make this as soft as possible. Okay. And just as you can see in between, like in between these areas, if I just take any other brush and take any, this is very important. You can see that in between there are some areas which is, which is having this kind of shapes, right? So these shapes are very important. So this gives some kind of character to the teeth. So I'll be just adding them. So this adds definitely more character. Just reducing the opacity a little bit more and just doing a light shadow layer. Okay, and just to cover up the lip shadow, this area, I'll just also do another layer over here. So this is the shadow of the lip on the teeth. And just to fine tune the lip corners and this edges area, I'll just do one pass over here. Okay, so I think we are done with the overall shape and the proportions. Next thing will be just to add some more dimension to the face. I'll be adding the half part of this face a little bit of shadow. So as you can see, this left hand side of the face is having some kind of bluish tint, whereas the right hand side, the other side, is having a more brighter tint. And okay, I just noticed that the eyes can be also played a little bit more. So what I can do, I'll just create a bit more gap in between the eyes. So just to do that, the same thing, I'll take the freehand tool, select this, add some feather just to have the softness. And then what we can do is we can just do some cut and paste. So now the eye is on a different layer. We can just move it a little bit aside, just a tad bit. We'll see. If we cannot blend it very well, we will just undo that. Okay, let's not just move it or cut or paste it. Let's try to do it with the liquify tool. So I'll go to this and I'll take a bigger brush. Okay. Okay, so we have created a little bit of more gap, and now we'll add some bluish tint. So for that, I'll be taking some shade of this blue. I'll rather go towards the violet a little bit. Okay, and then just take a new layer. Take my freehand tool, freehand selection tool, and okay, so this is the selection, and I'll add some amount of feather, like a certain this, and then take a really big brush. And then we'll just simply change the blend mode. darken is looking good, or we can do an overlay. Overlay is really looking hard. Of course, we'll be reducing the opacity a little bit. I think we can keep it something around 20 to 25, or maybe I'm keeping it till 18. 18 is looking good for me. So as you can see, this part has got some kind of shading, some different tint. And now what we will be doing is we'll just hold the layer icon and we can select. So this will bring back the selection. So what we can do after this selection, we can actually invert the opposite side and just go to another layer. Just add a new layer to it and put some kind of lightness to the other side of the face. So I'll take the same big brush, something around the white color, and just paint over the other side, and then we can make this screen. Let me see how the preview is looking. Let's try overlay. Okay, overlay is almost burning this out. Okay, so overall we had some kind of depth towards overall in the face, and the areas where you don't want, you can of course merge them together and erase them, like I'm erasing the eye part. And I'm adding some kind of little bit of tint over here. Okay, so basically the light is bouncing from different direction. So we have just created this layer to show that bounce. Blend it softly. Erase the unwanted parts. Okay, so that's the overall thing I have just done, and I think the eye lid areas, the eye boundary areas need some more depth to it. So okay, so I'll just add some little bit of more color to this. So I'm coming to this and taking the medium brush, taking some part of the eye color, and then I'll pick up this eye lid color and I'll just draw the borders a little bit more pronounced way. Rather, I'll take a pointed brush. So for that, I think this gloaming brush will work fine. Just reduce the size. Yeah. Just to pronounce the eye corners and these areas a little bit more, I'm just doing this. Okay, and I'll just little bit lightly smudge this. Okay, so I think the color that I can see on my monitor is a little bit dull, so you may also see the dull color, but that's fine. And I will also add some kind of depth to the eyelid by just adding a lighter tone of the same brush. Yeah. So I'm just adding some amount of depth, very lightly, very loosely, and of course at the end I'm just smudging it out. By the way, another trick is you can just come to this and take the Gaussian blur brush and use it as a pencil, not as a layer, and you can increase the blur amount. So say for example I just want a 20% blur and just move around, so that will also blur the strokes. Okay, so fine until now. Next we'll be moving towards the main part, that is the hair. So let's see how it goes. So for the last session I have just loosely drawn the overall areas of the hair, just to have some little bit of idea. So we'll just pick up that color. Let me just exit this mode. I think a little bit of smudging is required. Yeah, so I'll pick up this color, same color as the base color, and let me merge them together. On top of this I'll just take a different brush, which is our normal brush with which the airbrush that I paint with. So I'll take the medium airbrush and bump up the size a little bit, not this much, a little less. Okay, so this looks fine to me. We are just doing it in a different layer. So I'm just filling the areas. Okay, so once I have some good volume of this, I can actually merge these two layers, not an issue. And then we will choose some area, like which part I want to. I will do this front roll first. So I'll take that roll and I'll start working on it. So guys, I want you to just see carefully what I'm doing. So the first step that you can do at this moment is just have loosely add some volume to it. Don't go or don't look much for the detail or whether it is overlapping on the brows or anything. There are some distance. We can just handle them with the liquify in some later period of time. Next, what we'll be doing, we'll be using the same brush and taking the little bit size lesser, and we'll come and take a darker tone. I'll actually add this into the palette. So I'll update the palette, not an issue. And start adding this in between ridges or this in between parts. I'm constantly changing the size of the brush. So basically, as you can see, this is moving up and down. That I'm doing with my left hand. I'm a right-hander. I'm drawing with my right hand and constantly changing the size of the brush with my left hand, left thumb. Okay, so once I have done till this, next we will add some highlight. So I'll stay in the same hue. I'll just add some little bit more brightness, desaturate it a little bit more. I'm not taking multiple layers, by the way, guys. This is too bright. We can actually reduce the brightness. Yeah, this is good to go. And I'm slowly adding the highlights. Right? So once we have done this, we have set the base of the hair. So this is the first thing that we need to do, set the base. So basically, first we have to cover the whole area with the mid-tone or the base layer. Then we have to add the dark tones or the dark layers, and then we have to add the highlights. Now I'll go proceed a bit further. I'll just keep on adding the darker tones. And I have also, I'll just add this lighter tone in my palette just for future use. So something around this, maybe a little bit lower like this. Okay, so now I will go and take my fur brush, which is under my animal fur collection, which I have used for doing the eyebrows yesterday. So I'll be taking these smooth strands. I'm just zooming in for your reference so that you can see it much more clearly. And now I will add the strands or the real hair. So this is the base highlight that I'm doing. And once you are done with the base highlight, you can add another layer of very sharp or very strong highlight. So for that, I'll be going somewhere around here. And very loosely striking it. So this will just separate your different strands or different multiple clumps of hair from each other. and I'll take a really darker tone one. I'll just add the super highlight first to my palette, and then I will take the really dark tone, which I'll add at the base of the hair. So now on, I will keep on repeating the same step again and again. So this is basically the idea of doing the hair. See, we have done the first area. I think, I don't know how much justification this online streaming app is doing to this, because I can see it is a little less brighter than what I'm actually seeing on my screen. But anyway, I'll be uploading the screen recording, complete screen recording, so you can see at that time also. Okay, so the first strand of the hair is complete now. I will reduce the music volume maybe. And so how to add a little bit more volume to this? We can just take a layer on top of this, and we can take a softer brush, reduce the size, and with the same colors, we can just add some shadows to them. Okay, so when one strand is done, we will then go to the next strand. So the same dark color have to be selected. Increase the size, decrease the opacity. So once this much is done, then again repeat the same process. We'll just go and take the fur brush and adds the shadow and highlight. So I'll start with the shadow. I think I cannot read your name. I think hi. Okay. So are you using Procreate? Of course, I'm using Procreate. So if you have missed the previous episodes, you can just go back to my channel and see once I'm done with this demonstration. There are 2 more episodes for this. So you can check them and you can understand like from where we have come to this. So we are using Procreate and we have a complete tutorial of making this Luca face just starting from scratch. Hope you will watch it. And then to add the sharp highlights, okay, so we have done 2 strands. Now also you can see the edge of the strands are even more darker and they are kind of smoother. So I'm just adding some little bit of more darkness. And with the same brush, just hold on the eraser, it will come to the same brush. I'll just erase the layer hair border. So just take the eraser brush, reduce the opacity a little bit. And I'm just making this edge a little bit more even. And also keep in mind that when we are doing this hair always casts some kind of shadow. So just on the base of the layer, I mean on above the base and below the hair layer, I'll just rename this so that it becomes easier for you to understand. This is the main hair layer. So I'll put a shadow of the hair. So just take this darker color and make the opacity really light and add some kind of shadow. Of course, you can kill the edges by a little bit of smudging. Just blend it like this. And then you can take a darker skin tone, something like this, and just make up, because if you directly use black or non-skin color, it doesn't look good. So you have to do the shadow first and then blend it. Okay, so we have done some part of the hair, some part is still remaining. We'll continue. So enjoy your music. I'll be not speaking much from here because the process is almost the same. I'll just go forward and continue. We have still around 15 minutes. So let's see how much we can cover.
You've taken on. I'm out of the cage, 'cause you opened the door. You're as innocent as gold. 'Cause if you're pulling for me, just be one. 'Cause I don't think you're ready. I'm not the one to mess around. I don't think you're ready. Too many people done wrong. imagine what we would become. And now an escape is impossible. You're as innocent as sin. 'Cause if you're falling for me, just be warned. Falling for me, I want to mess up. I want to mess up. I'm a murderer.
to me like, give it to me like.
I've been up for 3 nights. My eyes are bloodshot red. Damn, I wanna see the sunshine. It's getting to my head. One look in the mirror, don't like what I find. I know that somewhere in there there's a good guy, but he runs away at midnight.
So now we have done until this. So the remaining parts are the small strands. So what we can do, instead of reusing or drawing it over and over again and again, we can just use this part of the hair. So what I'll be doing is I'll take this and copy, and then I'll just paste it. So what we have is something like this. So what we can do is we can just reduce the scale, warp it, I think we can add a little bit of sharpening. I think little bit of sharpening we are adding. Okay, and then again just warp it a little bit more to the direction in which I want to move it, and then freeform place it. So just check in which direction I'm concentrating on this area. So I'll do this and I'll warp this a little bit more, and then take the soft eraser and just smoothly blend it. Okay, just before blending it, I'll just make few more copies of it. So same thing, 3-finger drag, copy, and then again 3-finger drag, paste. So we'll have multiple layers, or we can just do this duplicate. I mean, how many number of times we want. And then we have to arrange the layers. So what we can do is just go on top of each other. So we'll just drag this down at the below. So just see the order from here. Okay, so once we have arranged them, then we can erase one by one. So this is the first strand that I'm working on. So I'll take the eraser brush, make it smaller, and then for this blend, soft blend, we will just make this larger, reduce the opacity, and softly blend it. So same for the other layers. So once we have got into a shape, we can just merge them together. Thank you, Rita. Thank you. I'm sorry, I can just can't concentrate on my phone while drawing. I'm so sorry. Okay, Rita is telling hi, your channel is really good, thank you. And Mr. Sketchbook is telling I'm a digital artist. Of course, you're welcome. And okay, we'll keep on drawing this. So I'll just have some more of my time. I'll just switch on the music and you can continue listening with it. So I think we have finished the hair overall. Now it's time to just add some little more darkness. I'm a student of digital artist and I'm learning digital art from your channel. Thank you, thanks a lot. That's the goal. That's the goal, Mr. Sketchbook. So my goal is to just learn art along with you guys. I'm also learning by myself, and it gives me immense fun when somebody is telling that he's learning from my channel. Thank you, thanks a lot. And so when we have reached till this moment, we can add a little bit of shadows at the edge. So we will just add a little bit of soft shadow. Take the darker color just to blend between these hairlines. Okay, just before moving to that part, I'll just take some darker color and add a little bit of detail at the edges. And frankly speaking, I'm learning so many things while I'm preparing the tutorials or preparing these classes for you. So it gives me immense opportunity to learn by myself also a lot of things. Like while I'm describing things to you, I discover new things and I can also learn from that. So this is really good. So I'm just adding some detail at the hairline. Okay, and I can see some spill of blue at the edges, so I'll just remove them. I'll come to the base layer. Just make the brush a little bit bigger. So guys, also let me know what kind of more tutorials you want to see in my channel, and what exactly you are finding helpful in my channel, what you want to be more getting more and more from out of this channel, and what kind of more live streams, what subjects you want me to cover in my forthcoming sessions. Though I have thought about doing some of my favorite characters in the forthcoming lessons, but we will just let me know and I'll just add some background, maybe some darker color. I'll turn off the reference for now. And just to give a border, just to give some highlight, just to separate the hair from the background. I'll just add a quick rim light. So what we can do is just select this part, the hair part, and take a new layer. Take this base paint brush, and then just change the layer mode. Yeah, overlay looks nice. We can add a little bit of blur to this. And also reduce the opacity a little bit, tad bit. Okay, so I think we are done over here. I'm just removing some artifact is coming at the chin. I think that is because of the layer below, or we can just smoothen it out. Yeah. So I think that's all we have for now. What we can do is we can add a little bit of white halo at the background, just to give a little bit more. Increase the brush size. Oops. Add a little bit of blur. Okay, so I think guys we have finished doing the session for today, the character face of Luca. I'll be definitely going or proceeding further and finishing up the whole character and upload in my channel. Thank you all for joining to this session, and I hope that you have really learned something. Also, let me know in the comments what you liked in this session, what you didn't like in this session, where I need to improve. And also let me know what kind of content, what more sketching, what kind of more sketchings that you want to learn in this channel. And do let me know in your feedback. Your feedback is very, very important for me. I hope that I'll be coming back with another live streams. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to do it or not in the next 1 week, but I'll be definitely coming back. In between, you just let me know in the comments what kind of more subjects you want me to draw, and very soon I'll be announcing few more things which are in working at the background. So I'm working on few of the other projects, few of the other surprises that will come to this channel. So stay with me with this channel. Give your love, show your love by subscribing and also sharing my videos, so that more and more people come to know about my small channel. And I promise you I'll bring more interesting content and more learnings to you. So that's all, I think. And until then, good night and sleep tight. Bye bye.